The USG Ishimura drifted silently in the void, its massive mining frame a tomb of twisted metal and flickering emergency lights. The distress signal had been looping for days, a garbled transmission filled with screams and something worse, guttural, inhuman sounds that made Lieutenant Kara Voss's skin crawl. Her team, a squad of Umbrella Corporation's elite Biohazard containment unit, had been dispatched under the guise of rescue. But Kara knew the truth. This wasn't just a ship malfunction. Something had gone horribly wrong. The shuttle docked with a shudder, the airlock hissing as it sealed behind them. The interior was dark, the only illumination coming from the sporadic flashes of failing systems. The stench hit them first, rotting flesh, burnt ozone, and something acidic like bile. "Bio readings are off the charts," muttered Hayes, their medic, adjusting his visor. "This isn't just a viral outbreak. These levels, they're impossible." Kara tightened her grip on her pulse rifle. "Stay sharp. We're not alone here." The first body was slumped against the wall, his uniform torn open from the inside. His chest cavity was hollowed out, ribs splayed like broken wings. Kara knelt, examining the wounds. No bullet marks, no blade trauma. This was something else. A wet click echoed from the shadows. They turned just in time to see it, a humanoid figure, but wrong. Its limbs were elongated, fingers ending in jagged talons. Its mouth split vertically, rows of needle teeth glistening in the dim light. Its skin was mottled, pulsating with grotesque growths. "Necromorph," Hayes breathed. The creature lunged. Gunfire erupted, the pulse rounds tearing chunks from the thing's flesh. It screeched, a sound that made Kara's bones vibrate, but it didn't stop. Not until Kovacs unloaded a full plasma burst into its skull, reducing it to a twitching heap. Kara exhaled. "They're not just infected. They're reanimated." Hayes checked his scanner. "There's more. Dozens. Maybe hundreds. And they're converging on our position." Kara activated her comm command. "This is Alpha Team. The Ishimura is compromised. We've got confirmed necromorph presence. Requesting immediate evac." Static. Then, a voice cold, calculated. "Negative, Alpha Team. Proceed to the medical bay. Recover specimen data at all costs." Kara's blood ran cold. "You knew." No response. The transmission cut out. Kovacs cursed. "We're expendable. They just want the damn research." Another screech echoed through the halls. Closer this time. Kara made a decision. "We move. Fast. Get the data. Then find a way off this ship." They pushed deeper into the nightmare. The corridors were littered with corpses, some motionless, others twitching with unnatural life. A ventilation shaft burst open, spilling out a swarm of smaller, faster creatures. Twisted, scuttling things with too many limbs. Hayes went down first, his scream cut short as they dragged him into the darkness. Kovacs covered their retreat, his plasma cutter carving through the horde until a massive, bloated necromorph emerged from the shadows, its mutated bulk filling the hallway. One swing of its clawed arm sent Kovacs flying, his body crumpling against the wall. Kara ran. The medical bay was a slaughterhouse. The walls were streaked with blood, surgical tables overturned. In the center of the room stood a containment pod, shattered from the inside. And then she saw her, Dr. Annette Birkin, or what was left of her. Her body was half transformed. One arm a grotesque claw, her face stretched into a rictus of agony. But her eyes, still human, locked onto Kara. "You shouldn't have come," she rasped. Kara raised her weapon. "What the hell did Umbrella do?" Birkin laughed, a wet, choking sound. "They thought they could control it. The marker, the T-virus. They merged them, made something worse." She convulsed, her body writhing as flesh split and reformed. It's not just reanimating the dead. It's evolving them. The ship shuddered. A deep, resonant hum pulsed through the walls. Kara's comm crackled. Alpha Team, if you're still alive, get out. Now. Birkin's body contorted, her bones snapping as she mutated further. Too late for all of us. Kara turned and ran. The Ishimura was coming apart. Explosions rocked the corridors, the artificial gravity flickering as the ship's systems failed. She reached the hangar, her lungs burning, her vision blurring. The last shuttle was still there. She barely made it inside before the hangar doors began to crumple. Something massive, a writhing, amalgamated horror of fused necromorphs and viral biomass, slammed against the closing doors, its many mouths screaming in unison. Kara punched the launch sequence. As the shuttle tore free, the Ishimura erupted in a fireball, the shockwave sending her spiraling into the void. Silence. Then her comm hissed to life. Lieutenant Voss, you've done well. Return to headquarters immediately. Your mission isn't over. Kara stared at the burning wreckage. She knew the truth now. This wasn't containment. This was just the beginning.